It has just gone 8 o'clock Central African time. Hello and welcome to the news bulletin at 8, brought to you by Eswatini TV. My name is Sanboy Ngwane. I'm with Noma Klabiso Ngambule. We are coming to you live from our Hospital Hill studios in Mbabane. And for our top stories at 8, let's dive straight into it and take a look. The Minister of Health has received a donation of malaria prevention drugs worth 370,000 emalangeni from the End Malaria Fund. The governor of the Central Bank of Eswatini has announced that the bank has decided to increase interest rate by 0.25% from 6.5% to 6.75%. And the Eswatini Housing Board has received an ISO 9001 certification from the International Certification Board called TUV. Hello again for our news in detail. The Minister of Health, Lizinkosi, has received a donation of malaria prevention drugs worth 370,000 malangeni from the End Malaria Fund. The handover ceremony was held at the Central Medical Stores in Matapa. Eswatini TV Sample Soko has more on that story.
The End Malaria Fund has donated 150 boxes of malaria prevention drugs mefloquine to the Ministry of Health. Speaking during the handover ceremony, chairperson of the board at the End Malaria Fund, Tandile Nxumalo, said the fund is committed into supporting the Kingdom of Eswatini eliminate malaria.
The drugs cost 370,000. We had raised more than that last year. I think we raised closer to about 700,000, but we have other activities that we have to fund. Our target is a minimum of $1 million a year.
The Minister of Health, Lizinkosi, appreciated the fund for the drugs, saying the country has been facing challenges in procuring mefloquine for the past few months.
Ukhona kulama essential drugs list njengoba wabona ama essential drugs ethu angakanani. But ubelikhuni ukuthola ikakhulu in the last 18 months. Yonke imithi yethu njengoba niyibona siya import. Lona now importers kan sekulukhuni kakhulu la emarket ukuthola. Nakuke lokuya kwendeke sasebhedvuka ke sifo kanti sine sinetindlela dokuthenga tahulumende. Bese kuba likhulu ukuthole masinyane. Kusitile kakhulu ukuthi sibe ne-End Malaria Fund lekhona ukuthi iyothenga separately from us. Ikhona kuyosource separately from us.
The donation cost 370,000 malangeni, whereas the Kingdom of Eswatini is part of the Elimination Aid Secretariat and that focuses on the elimination of malaria in Southern Africa by 2030. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza with Sikumbuzo Dlamini, Matapa.
The governor of the Central Bank of Eswatini, Dr. Philip Nisi, has announced that the bank has decided to increase interest rate by 0.25% from 6.5% to 6.75%. The governor has been speaking when delivering the monetary policy statement on Friday.
On the domestic front, here at home, quarterly gross domestic product recorded an increase of 1.1% on a year-on-year basis, seasonally adjusted, in the third quarter of 2022 from a revised decline of 0.1% in the second quarter of 2022. At the end of November 2022, credit extension to the private sector amounted to 17.2 billion, reflecting an increase of 1.1% over the month. Non-performing loans amounted to 1 billion at the end of November 2022, depicting a month-on-month decline of 1.4%. Consequently, non-performing loans ratio marginally improved from 7% to 6.9%. As at 20 January 2023, gross official reserves rose to 8.1 billion, equivalent to an import cover of 2.7 months. Total public debt increased by 0.8% to 31.6 billion at the end of December 2022 from 31 billion the previous month. This was equivalent to 42.7% of GDP.
The Eswatini Housing Board has received an ISO 9001 certification from the International Certification Board called TUV. The board's chief executive officer, Tutuzi Lamini, says this alludes to the start of a beautiful journey of improving the lives of Eswatini.
During a press meeting, TUV, a South African certification board, awarded the Eswatini Housing Board with an ISO 9001 certification. Speaking during the meeting, Chief Executive Officer of the board, Mduduzi Dlamini, said the certification is the beginning of a journey to make lives of Emaswati better.
This is a journey to make the lives of Emaswati better. You all know that without a house, there isn't a family, there isn't a life. Without a family, we don't have a community, we don't have a nation. So this organization plays a very critical role in creating a happy, productive, and ultimately inspired nation of Emaswati.
TUV business developer Hilton Machege applauded the board for such a remarkable milestone.
From today, when you come into this company, you will know that the leadership of this company is serious, is taking their customers, their products, their service serious. Why am I saying that? We tried them. We came, we tested them, right? So that means you can trust them.
Dlamini further mentioned that the Eswatini Housing Board is one of the most digital entities in Eswatini. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samgal Suekosa with Sikumbuzo Dlamini. Babane.
MTN Eswatini has launched the Enterprise Business Unit, which seeks to promote the usage of technology amongst businesses while conducting their day-to-day operations. The unit was launched at Matlale House in Eswatini on Friday.
The Enterprise Business Unit will see businesses tapping into the use of technology to conduct businesses wirelessly and online, which now has a faster speed and capability. The executive for enterprise businesses at MTN Eswatini, Thandazile Dlamini, says all needed is a mobile or fixed connectivity.
The new world will favor businesses or enterprises that are more digitally enabled than not. The new world that we're in will favor online rather than on-site. It will favor wireless over wired, and it will favor businesses that are fluid rather than rigid. So we are encouraging businesses today to come to us at MTN Business to find solutions that will enable their businesses to grow.
The MTN Eswatini CEO, Wandile Mtali, says they will be introducing more programs this year and the years to come.
We're going to bring in services such as UCC, which is a unified computer systems that will enable Emaswati, where products and services that today you have to go and buy and bring in computers into your environment. You do not have to do that going forward. You can partner with MTN, and MTN will then do those services on your behalf. And all you need is just connectivity into those services. And these are services that are now based on a cloud environment.
The program has already started, and business operators can contact MTN for more information on the Enterprise Business Unit and how it operates. Reporting, I am Kian MCB, Wilsmova Shongwe, Ezulwini.
The Eswatini Association of Savings and Credit Cooperatives has donated school shoes to two schools in Mbabane, which is Fontaine Primary and Mqolo Primary School. The SASCO president, Winnie Levilane, she says they wanted to close the gap between learners who are less privileged and learners and those who are privileged.
The Eswatini Association of Savings and Credit Cooperatives has donated 70 pairs of shoes to two schools in Mbabane, mainly Fontaine Primary and Mqolo Primary School. This follows that the shoes are a dire need to many learners, mainly needy learners. The SASCO president, Winnie Levilane, says they want to cover the need of less privileged learners.
Wonke umuntu lotivela anako kuba marginalized akhone ukuthi inhlangano nekongane kubolekisa dimsite loyo muntu loyo. Asibuki kuphela abantwana, sibukile ukufunza kwabomake, sibukile ukufunza ngicabanga ukuthi ufunza kwethu lesitimisele ngako SASCO kubona lezi inhlangano iphetheke igovernance iphetheke ngendlela lengiyo ngoba nangabe tiphatheke ngalendlela lengiyo utawenda ukuthi tibe nako ukuthuthuka lokutawukhosa.
Achitwala, the head teacher at Mqolo Primary School, passed his gratitude and appreciation to the association.
Lesipho lesikhulu kangaka sifike ngesikhathi lesikahle. Lo mkhulu manje labanye bekungathi bahamba ngemaphushin ticathu. Labanye vele asikhoni nekuthi sibajikisa sibathini. Ngoba lesimo lesikuso batali babuya bashaye iCovid. Labanye bede imisebenzi. Labanye ngema single parents. So sibonga kakhulu kule nhlangano siyeswela nemlomo ukuthi singathini.
The pairs of shoes are worth 21,000 emalangeni. Reporting IMKN Msibi with Smuva Shongwe, Mbabane.
The Change Your Life Foundation founder Bongani Mambe says it is disheartening to see men struggling to get employment, yet their families look up to them for survival. The Change Your Life Foundation donated protective clothing to men who usually assemble near Eswatini beverages in Matapa, looking for job opportunities on a daily basis.
While looking for employment and job opportunities, especially peace jobs, men would sit by the brewery in Matsapa awaiting possible calls from any company. While awaiting for the lucky call, uniform is a requirement which many of them do not have. The Change Your Life Foundation, through its founder Bongani Mamba, met their needs by donating to them clothing in the form of overalls, boots and helmets for them to wear while awaiting the calls for jobs from the different companies. Bongani Mamba, the founder, says he was touched seeing them seated on a daily basis by the brewery and most of the time having nothing to eat. He says they have no toilet to use and they are exposed to all weather conditions while looking for the jobs.
Lokungikhuthaza kakhulu ngulokuthi niyavuka nivukele nilingisa umlo odingeka kuthi niyawuthola umsebenzi noma aniwuthole but aniphele emandla.
He says with their high statistics of violence and abuse in the country, these men choose not to be part of, but rather spend time looking for employment in Matsapa. The beneficiaries applaud the foundation for coming to their rescue.
Ngalokho la siphakona-ke kuyadzingeka la kulezi nkampani njengasidinga ukuthi vele bafike bakubuke phasi kuthi ugqokile yini iboots so babe mamba vele uconze la sinesidingo khona.
The foundation is determined to continue assisting these men and urges others to do the same. Reporting IMKN Msibi with Smuva Shongwe, Matsapa.
The Dr. Tina Listen Foundation has launched a project of getting young people who are addicted to drugs, alcohol, and involved in crime to help them change their lives. The president of the organization, Dr. Tina Makakula, says they are willing to take some to rehab. The project was launched in the Eswatini area in Mbabane, and KNMCB has more on that story.
The Dr. Tina Listen Foundation has launched a mission of helping young people who are under the influence of drugs and alcohol to be taken to rehab and have their lives changed. Some assisted to start businesses and change their lives for the better. The founder, Dr. Tina Makakula, says they will be working with the youth of Eswatini area in Mbabane.
Sifuna kubasita ukuthi impilo yabo tibuye tibe kahle babuyele bahambe baye esikolweni labatsinge esikolweni bantwana laba riphako bafana laba riphako bafana labantshontshako bafana labangasalaleli batali babo kunetindo letiningi labatendile le uthola ukuthi imphakathi igcina ihlangene ibashaya kungabe uthi umuntu ukuthi lo mntwana wenda lokula kwendako nje kusukaphi yini sisusela saloko lama outcasts nje e-community sitele wona sifuna wona laba babita botsotsi ozidlani bantwana benyawo phemaphara sitele bona vele ukuthi sikhone kubasita.
She says they will be taken to rehab and want to solely focus on those who are deep involved in crime. Mhlonipheni Mazibuko, the Mbabane East Buchopho, says indeed this will help reduce the high level of crime in that area.
Isitele neyoti isithe nakulabantu labadzala lokho usebanenkinga lapha nalapha nalokuthi ke nyalo nje bantu benqondo kade usabakhona ukubuyisela abantwana esikolweni isinikile ukuthi okay kufuna kwendekeni itasita kupla ingakhona kusibambisa khona nayo.
The foundation then donated food parcels and clothes to the value of 20,000 amalangeni to 20 women and girls who are needed Eswatini. Reporting IMKN MCB with Vumi Nkosinzinisa, Eswatini Mbabane.
Coming in from the High Court, the state is opposing bail for a man who stands accused of raping his 4-year-old daughter and the murder of his 16-month-old toddler. The accused, Thabo Dlamini, is also facing an abduction charge. Fortune Langamanda has more on that story.
The accused person, Thabo Spusiso Dlamini, offending an error, is said to have committed all the offences on the 7th of October 2021. It is said that he committed the crime near Mahosha area. It is said that the accused person did unlawfully and intentionally kill one Apiwe Dlamini, a minor boy of 4 years old. The second murder count is that he killed one Esihle Vilagati, a minor boy of 16 months. The third count is that he wrongfully and unlawfully take and carry away Nondumiso Mavuso with the intent to deprive her liberty of movement. In his bail application, the accused person said in the month of November 2020, he was arrested by members of the Royal Eswatini Police Services based at Pickspeak. He informed the court that he is currently kept at Pickspeak Correctional Services, where he awaits committed to the High Court. Dlamini told the court that he is a married man of 44 years old, 15 dependents, who include his unemployed wife with 4 minor children. He added that 2 of the children are school-going. The accused person continued to add that he is responsible for the livelihood of his elderly mother and 7 siblings. He mentioned that he also takes care of 2 of his brother's children who are also at high school level. Hence, his continued incarceration will not only affect him but also his entire family. The accused person further submitted that there is no prejudice to be suffered by anyone, as he is advised and believed that police have completed their investigations. The Crown opposed the bail application and the case was postponed to a later date. The accused person is represented by his lawyer Sabelo Dlamini, and the matter is before High Court Judge Nkosinathi Maseko. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, High Court.
In staying with court matters, the Crown opposes bail application for a 50-year-old married man who is charged with the crime of raping his 14-year-old daughter. The accused person also faces a charge that he heavily assaulted his daughter with a stick.
The accused person is from the Hoho region. He is charged with the crime of rape, that he contravened the Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Act. He is charged that upon the year 2021 and 2022, in a forest near the homestead, he had unlawful sexual intercourse several times without a condom with his daughter at 14 years old. The charge sheet reads that upon conviction, the Crown will make an application to have the accused person included in the National Register for Sex Offenders. He also faces the charge of that he physically abused his daughter by heavily assaulting her with a stick several times all over the body occasionally. In his bail application, the accused person said he was arrested on December 14, 2022 by Pickspeak Police. He further informed the court that he is currently kept at Pickspeak Correctional Facility, where he awaits to be committed to the High Court. He continued to add that he is a married man and have 26 dependents, who include 2 of his unemployed wives with 22 children. He said 9 are school-going and 3 are at high school level and 4 are toddlers. It is in court papers that he is also responsible for the livelihood of 3 disabled siblings, and the last one is his elderly diabetic mother. He is said to be employed as a driver under the Road Department. The Crown opposed his bail application and the matter was postponed to a later date. The accused person is represented by his lawyer Sabelo Dlamini, and the matter is before High Court Judge Nkosinathi Maseko. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, High Court.
In the world of business, we shall now take a look at our financial indicators to see how markets performed today in a financial report.
B.
Welcome back. You're still tuned to Eswatini TV, and we shall now take a look at news making headlines in the world of sports. Andile Mamba was the hero for Eswatini United as he netted 4 goals to help his team beat Bomba Flyers 5 goals to 1 in the MTN National First Division League. The game was played at Prince of Wales in Mbabane, and here's Patizum CB, who has more on that story.
Eswatini United took on First Division rookies Ubomba Flyers at the Prince of Wales and Mbabane. Flyers were the better starters when they opened scoring in the first 10 minutes of the game through Gina. Eswatini United reacted quickly and found the equalizer through Andile Gama. He was not done as he again came back to haunt Flyers when he scored his second goal of the match. He completed his hat-trick just before the half-time break, making the score to be 3-1 in favour of Eswatini United. Second half, Andile was not done as he smashed in his fourth goal of the game. Panele Nkambule completed the goal haul for Eswatini United when he coolly placed the fifth goal for them. After the game, Andile was presented with the match ball and he says he's happy with his performance.
Because because I've been missing training for almost 2 weeks. But again, my teammates have so akusinto lejwayelekile nami bengiqala nje because my second season in professional football ngisolo ngidlala emakhaya but ngiyalo ngibonga nje ukuthi ngithole le lithuba ukuthi ngingakhona ukudlala lana mhlambe lokho kuhle lokunengi kusedakwendeka yabo ngingathemba lokho.
The goal has now taken Andile to 6 goals for the season. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports News, I am Patizwa Msibi, Mbabane.
With our sports news, we've hit the home stretch of the news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. Thank you so much for choosing to stay in. We shall do a recap before we say goodbye. The Minister of Health has received a donation of malaria prevention drugs worth 370,000 emalangeni from the End Malaria Fund. The Governor of the Central Bank of Eswatini has announced that the bank has decided to increase interest rate by 0.25% from 6.5% to 6.75%. And the Eswatini Housing Board has received an ISO 9001 certification from the International Certification Board called TUV. Kingdom of Eswatini, we have come to the conclusion of our news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for making Eswatini TV your news channel of choice. We shall now cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the rest of the team at Eswatini TV. For now, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night and God bless.
Get to Spar for 3 days of super deals and incredible savings across the store. Like 1 kg Spar Daily Spread Tub for only $24.99 and 450-gram Bacoma Wheat Mix, also just $24.99. It's 3 days of incredible savings, only at Spar.
Sikhulumile bahlonishwa, asimiyekeleni aphendvule. Sitawuhamba se-evotini bahlonishwa.
Asekube khona kulo tawuthi na uhleli phansi ubone ukuthi awu eMaswati ngiwasidile ngiwathinza ngqo. Ngithi kula kule report ningakuphi because I want to debate about that. Umbuta lo nabe kula kule report akangitshengisele section kunormal kubuza. Nakaba akukho la akasho lo sino akukho.